Lies, shenanigans.
All right, this past week, one of our own Lizzie's many celebrity boyfriends, Idris Elba, responded to backlash after an interview with Esquire UK. And in an interview, he says, quote, "As humans, we are obsessed with race. And that obsession can really hinder people's aspirations, hinder people's growth. Racism should be a topic for discussion, sure. Racism is very real, but from my perspective, it's only as powerful as you allow it to be. I stopped describing myself as a black actor when I realized it put me in a box. We've got to grow. We've got to. Our skin is no more than that. It's just skin. Rant over," end quote. So immediately, of course, social media and Twitter, Black Twitter, blew up, saying basically that Idris was denying his blackness. So he snapped back, saying that his words were overly scrutinized, taken out of context, and thrown into some sort of bullshit social media argument. He said, quote, "Me saying I don't like to call myself a black actor, that's my prerogative. That's me, not you. So for you to turn around and say to me, I'm denying my blackness, on what grounds did you hear that? Where am I denying it? And what for? It's just stupid, whatever." So, like to get your thoughts. Do you believe that Idris Elba is denying his blackness? I'm going to start with Rob B on this.
Where is he denying his blackness? I mean, nobody's going to look at Idris and think to themselves, "Oh yeah, he could pass for Caucasian." Absolutely not.
What are you talking about?
But he's asserting his independence from the labels that everybody else wants to subject society to. The industry wants to label him as a black actor, and he wants to be recognized as an actor. I applaud him for it. I know personally, I would never want to be referred to as that white musician or a white musician. I want to be a musician. That's all I'm doing. Is I'm creating music for everybody.
Have you ever been referred to as the white musician?
I am. I represent the white. Yes, come on.
This is a curiosity question. I mean,
no, I can't say that I have.
It's possible. But people get singled out. I mean, right? Because it's possible that you could be referred to as the white guy on Truth Lies Shenanigans.
True.
Right? I mean, I could be referred to as the white guy.
With like, today's color mix, maybe, yeah.
If I fix my lighting a little bit.
But right. I don't know, when you put labels like that, I don't know. I find it cheapens what you do when you feel a need to compartmentalize what I do into a color box. It really cheapens what I produce, what I do.
All right, Johnny's
that's my opinion.
Denying his black.
I mean, he's quite literally denying being black by saying he's not a black actor. Like that's like literal in the sentence. Like, I'm not a black actor, I'm just an actor. But I feel like Idris, labels help sometimes. I know people don't like being in boxes and labels, but I feel like when you're claiming you're a black actor as just opposed to an actor, and you're a successful black actor at that, it's almost like we say representation. It's almost like being proud of where you came from, being proud that you're black and was able to do it. So I mean,
first black James Bond, is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
As opposed to just James Bond.
Just James Bond, yeah.
And so James Bond.
And what Idris was saying in the article was like, we need to get over racism and stop talking about it, essentially, and to grow from that. And I agree. But tell the little kids in my neighborhood, like tell the little black kids in the ghetto that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just an actor, and people see them and directors see them as black kids. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's so typical for famous people to, for black men to become famous and kind of deny where they came from. That's very typical. And I know that not everybody would agree with me, but it is. They do that. And I kind of understand it, but
so I see there's a challenge that we have to deal with, and the problem is racism and the history of racism. So I agree with you.
Exactly.
I agree with you, and I agree with him as well, because you don't denying your blackness, or I don't know that he was denying his blackness, but he was just saying he doesn't want to be called a black actor. But what that does is now little
Right.
kids look to him who have been socially, ostracized. Now they're looking to him as a way to come up. Like, oh, I can be there. They're looking to him as like,
Inspiration.
right. It's right. That's the inspiration to get to where he is, to do what he's doing. And then by denying, hey, I'm not really a black actor, I'm just an actor, it hurts that inspiration. But
That bond, that's true.
but right, and this reminds me of when Morgan Freeman was on like 60 Minutes and said he doesn't agree with Black History Month. He said, is there a White History Month? Or, I don't want a Black History Month. There's no White History Month. Why do I want it? Right?
Oh,
That's a terrible Morgan Freeman.
Not talk about Morgan.
I don't know Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman. I can't do Morgan Freeman. Maybe you could do Morgan Freeman better. But look, I've said it over and over again, right? Race is not based in anything tangible. It's not based in nationality. It's not based on a specific shade of skin. I've seen some very well-tanned white men who define themselves as white, extremely well-tanned, probably my complexion, right? It's not even based in DNA. You can't even say, I have white DNA or black DNA. There's no clear definition of what a white person is versus a black person at all. It's made up. It's whatever we just look at somebody and say, you're white, you're black. I look at Rob, somebody's going to say he's white. Gianni, she's black. But, you can't, the problem is, people don't like to be labeled. I personally don't like to be labeled. And anybody who doesn't want to be labeled, I support it. If I want to self-identify as a black person, then who do you say I'm not, right? Now, if I want to self-identify as a white person, who are you to say that I'm not white? My DNA says I'm basically half and half from Europe, half from Africa. If we're defining it by nationality or DNA, shoot, I'm whatever I want to be.
You sound like that one lady that she was white, but she made up a whole story about her being.
But
Rachel.
Our DNA is from Africa. We originated out of Africa. So what? Is she not black? Is Rob not really black? I mean, his DNA originates out of Africa.
If we go back far
that's
enough,
true.
it's from the west coast of Africa.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is,
racism is a construct, and I feel like when we talk about black people and culture, we're talking about the experience, the black experience. It's not just my skin color. It's what I've been through and the people I've been around and experienced. So you're right.
I just think we have the right to choose the labels placed on us, the right to embrace those labels, the right to refute those labels,
to reject those labels.
Yeah. And even more so, I should have a greater right to revoke or refuse any arbitrary labels that you decide to place on me. It's different if I place some labels on me. If I say I'm black,
right,
or if I say I'm white, or if I accept that and that's what I'm calling myself, then that's fine. But if you're gonna put these labels on me, I don't have to accept them. If you're gonna call me the black actor, I don't have to accept that, and I'm cool with it.
That's true.
Yeah, I remember when I was
Idris. I'm just saying.
I know we're out of time. I remember when I was a little kid, they used to call me. Her nickname was Tony, and I hated it. I hated that name, that label. Right now, I'll call it a label, but
Tony.
Oh God, I hate it. And that's how they would say it too, just like that.
Tony.
Yeah. Oh my God! Please stop. It's really. But I literally put signs all over my house, little sticky notes. Tony is dead. Stop calling
Why?
Idris Elba was putting those stickers up. Black. I'm not a black actor. There, All right.
Just
so
actor.
anyway.
Tony's dead.
All right. So Jacqueline Robbins online. She says he's right. It's one of the reasons that the showrunners for the Bond franchise. One of the reasons that the showrunners for the Bond franchise said they said that he was too street for the role. He should be able to apply for white roles without being pigeonholed into being a black actor. One of the reasons Halle Berry was very successful as an actress is because she went out for roles that weren't necessarily written for her. And she got those roles, including the one that won her the Oscar. So, all right. Is this is this truth, lies, shenanigans?
lies, shenanigans.
I mean, this is to me a little shenanigan
Shenanigans.
because why? I
Stay
feel
out of
like
that,
Idris,
man.
you didn't even have to defend yourself.
Truth.
Neo thinks it's truth.
He's right.
Okay,
Dude is
Yeah.
right. He
whatever.
doesn't
Stay out of
have
that
to.
man's business. If he
he-
doesn't want to identify as a black actor, shenanigans. Who are you to tell him?
He doesn't have
that
to
he has to
accept
identify
labels.
that way?
Get that? He don't
Yeah.
accept
I mean, he's
labels.
not obligated, but it would be nice.
I mean, I get the inspiration. I mean, we black people in America and worldwide have been marginalized because of their skin color. So I get it. And how do you raise them up? You usually raise them up by promoting them and saying this is fantastic, black is great, black is good. The problem is it labels you and then it keeps you in that
Keeps you in that box.
pigeonhole. It keeps you right in that box. So you're always going to be the black people. I mean, the only way to move forward is to actually lose the labels altogether. And so he's right in that sense. It's just the problem is how do you also bring people up to get equal?
How do you do that?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.